This video will be the even problems on page 1110 and 1111 of our notes. So just a reminder of how to solve radical equations. First, you need to get the radical by itself. So if anything is on the outside, you need to get rid of that first. Once that happens, you square both sides to get rid of the radical sign. Whatever is underneath the radical is what comes out on that side. Then you're going to solve the remaining equation that you have. Step 4 is very important to check for extraneous solutions, which means solutions that don't work when you plug them back in. So if we look at number 2, the square root is already by itself. There's nothing on the outside, so we can go ahead and square and square. The square root of something squared, those two cancel each other out, so you're just left with m plus 5 equals 4. Then we subtract 5 from both sides. M equals -1. So you would plug that back in. -1 plus 5 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So that one does work. Number 4. Nothing is on the outside of the square root, so we square both sides. A over 3 is equal to 49. To get rid of that 3, we have to multiply both sides by 3. So A equals 147. So if you want to type it all in your calculator right away, that's fine. Square root of 147 divided by 3 should come out to 7. Or you can do 147 divided by 3, get 49, and the square root of 49 is 7. So that one does work. Number 6, still all by itself, so we're going to square this side and square this side. I'm also going to flip them around, so that way my variable's on the left-hand side. So 35 minus 2w is equal to 9. So you can flip things side to side, just don't change the order of the 35 minus 2w. Then I would subtract 35 from both sides. -2w is equal to -26. Sorry, I wrote 24 instead of 2w. There we go. Divide both sides by -2, and w equals 13. So again, you want to check. 35 minus 2 times 13 would give us 9. The square root of 9 is 3, so that works. Or again, you can plug it in all at once into your calculator. Number 8, first we need to get rid of the -10 on the outside, so we're going to divide by -10, divide by -10. I'm also going to flip them, so the square root of n is equal to 5. You don't have to flip them, or you could flip them at any point while you're solving. So now that it's alone, I can square both sides, giving us n equals 25, and then there's nothing else to solve. So if you want to plug in -10 times square root of 25 into your calculator, it should give you -50, so that is the correct answer. Number 10, divide by -8, divide by -8. So again, you have to get rid of what's on the outside. So the square root of 2c plus 3 is equal to 5. Nothing else is on the outside, so we're going to square that and square that. 2c plus 3 is equal to 25. So then I keep solving that. Subtract 3 from both sides. 2c equals 22. Divide by 2. c equals 11 for our final answer. So again, you can type that right into your calculator. -8 times square root of 2 times 11 plus 3 will give you -40. Number 12 looks really scary. One thing at a time. First, we have to get rid of the plus 7. So we're going to subtract 7 from both sides. I'm also going to switch it. 8h over 3 is equal to 4. So it's very important to realize the 3 is not underneath the square root sign. So we are going to multiply both sides by 3. So the square root of 8h is equal to 12. Now we can finally square both sides. So square and square. 8h equals 144. Divide by 8, divide by 8. H equals 18. So that one's a little bit harder to plug in. 18 times 8, take the square root, divide it by 3, and add 7, and you do come up with 11. For our last two, we've got square roots on both sides, so your first job is just going to be square them both right away. So a equals 2a minus 10. So I'm going to subtract 2a from both sides. That gives me negative 1a equals negative 10. So I need to divide by negative 1 to get me a equals positive 10. So this one you can plug in if you want. All right. Otherwise, if you plug in the square root of 10, it's going to give you some weird decimal. So you can just do square root of 2 times 10 is 20 minus 10 is also the square root of 10. So both sides match up. And our last one, square and square right away. 5m minus 12 is equal to 16 minus 2m. So I'm going to add 2m to both sides to move that over. 7m minus 12 equals 16. Those two cancel it out. Add 12 to both sides. 7m is equal to 28. Divide by 7, and m equals 4. So if you want to check it, you're going to plug 4 in here. 5 times 4 is 20. Minus 12 is 8, so I get the square root of 8 on the left-hand side. 2 times 4 right there is 8. 16 minus 8 is also 8, so we did that correctly. So again, you want to get the square root by itself if you need to, by getting rid of anything that's happening on the outside. Then you square both sides to get rid of the radical, and then continue solving if you need to.